Is this not nuts how this is our 5th year of doing this?
That's weird.
Right?
I'm gonna die soon. That's what when I think of numbers like that, I'm like, oh,
well,
death is upon me.
Yeah, think of all the houses and rooms and stuff we've done it in. Like we've
done it in. Drew, tell me I didn't sleep through it.
Done the podcast in.
Oh my god, I missed fucking Drew
for 5 years.
If you fucked me in my sleep for 5 years, I'd count that as a win for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Right.
You can even come inside me and I'd be like, you know what?
But then you'd know in the morning.
Huh?
Then you'd know in the morning.
What if it leaked out? Or what if the
What if I absorbed it in osmosis?
Yeah, what if you digested the protein?
Why do you think I've been getting slightly like taller and more annoying in the past 4 years?
You're being assimilated.
Yeah, dude.
Three, 2, 1. Welcome to Credit Zero.
Welcome to After School Arcade's podcast, Credit Zero.
It's a podcast
by an after-school arcade improv troupe.
Yeah,
I salvaged that. Really, I misspoke and just went, no. Let's ride this train, see where it leads. Welcome to the podcast by an after-school arcade improv troupe. I did the same fucking thing again. I did the same fucking thing again. By an improv troupe called After School Arcade. We have 5 members. One of us is away. R.I.P. Leslie. But the rest of us are.
I'm dead. Daryl.
Drew.
Yeah, see, it's not so easy.
Luke.
Paul.
That's us.
That's us too.
That's me.
And let me tell you, if this is your first time listening to us, you are in for an absolute treat. And if this is your 51st time listening to us, this will be entirely unremarkable. I'm just
We're
going to call
for
it
an average podcast.
An average podcast. What do you expect? More hypotheticals? Drew, you are in your penthouse suite in New York City.
Oh.
You are you're New York City. It's like one of the most expensive places to have a penthouse suite.
I mean, sure, but I don't.
You're doing. Shut up. This is my hypothetical. You love it here, and you love it here so much that you look over your city and go,
this place would be a lot better with more fields and forests, but I love it anyway.
And then suddenly, boom! All the buildings transform into more fields and forests.
Whoa! It's like Grand Park. What? No. What's the park called?
Grand Central Park?
Grand Central Station.
That's Grand Central Station. I think it's called Central Park.
Central Park, yeah. Wow, Central Park expanded. That's magical.
And then when that happens, right, you wave your arms around again, and like the most beautiful tree woman shows up in front of you, going, and she says,
Hey.
Wow. Hello. How did you get into my apartment?
Your apartment is part of us now.
Whoa. Wait, does that mean I'm like already inside you?
That means you have become me.
What? I look down at my hands.
Yeah, and what are your hands, Drew? What are your hands?
My hands are covered in leaves.
What? This is like Poison Ivy from that one Batman movie?
Yeah.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
I think it happened, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, thank you.
Does that mean I'm sexy if I'm like Poison Ivy? Because she's like known for being sexy.
I mean, she is played by what, Uma Thurman or something like that?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, so like clearly not, but nevertheless.
Whoa!
I
don't watch movies, but still.
I mean, you want to pause until Luke gets back?
Because she's white.
Yeah.
That's why you want Luke to wait.
Yeah. He'll back me up in terms of like,
white women not being.
Yeah, where the white women at? Over there.
Not where I'm here.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You should have gone before we started.
It came suddenly.
Okay, so.
Whoa! Did you just say that?
I did just say. Wow. Whoa! Do you need to go back to acting school, Drew? Sorry. Yeah, I said it. Uma Thurman, not sexy.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
But you think so, right, Luke?
I don't know. I mean, she's pretty conventionally attractive. I don't think she's my type.
What's your type?
Yeah.
What's your type? What's your type?
Yeah.
I have many types.
She's not one of them, though.
Well, that's a complicated question. Anyways, yeah, you look down at your hands, and they're covered in, like, leaves and bugs and shit. and you clearly have this ability that the tree lady gave you.
The ability.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, you just said, I wish this place was fields, and fields appeared. Brilliant Dan.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, so what do you do, Brilliant Dan?
Well, I think I would start by imagining my apartment as like one giant tree, because it'd be really cool to like live in a hollowed out tree trunk. Tree trunk? Tree trunk.
Yeah, that works.
Don't doubt yourself, my boy.
Okay.
Your dad's here, too.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so out of, I guess... So are you picturing that, like, yours is the trunk and it just splits into a tree above you? Because this is going to be the tallest fucking tree. Because not only is it big enough to be your apartment, you're in the penthouse suite.
Yeah, I'm at the top, right?
Yeah.
So the whole...
Are you in the canopy?
I'm close to the canopy. So, like, the whole...
I'm craving a can of peas.
Like, bottom floors or whatever are just a normal tree. And then it's just, I get this, like, layer with, like, a bunch of different pathways that go around the outside.
Don't look at me like that,
And then the
asshole.
roof
Peas are
is the
delicious.
canopy.
Alright. I can accept such a thing.
Yeah, that's how I'm picturing it.
Alright.
And I gaze over my kingdom like Mufasa.
But therein lies the hubris. Because you gaze a bit too hard, you lean over, and suddenly a stiff gust bursts through. You're falling.
I picture a branch appearing from the trunk that I'm living in.
Okay.
And it extends into a really, really big leaf that catches my fall.
I feel like it's gonna still hurt.
Oh, probably.
In fact, if it's a leaf, it'll probably just be like, and then you just slide off.
It's a really firm leaf.
Okay, that makes it hurt more.
Well, no, because it like bends. It's like flexible.
Then you're gonna fall off it.
Like there's a series. Have you ever seen a movie where somebody falls into a forest? There's a series of leaves that I land on one, it slows
oh
my
my
fall a
god,
little
again
bit.
with the fucking
I
movie
land on the
thing. This
next
is
one.
real life.
It's fun.
Drew, can you stop referencing movies? That'd be great.
All right,
Yeah.
fine. Have you ever read a book and visualized what's happening in it? A lot of the time, somebody's falling, they'll hit a leaf, it'll break their fall a little bit. They'll hit another leaf, it'll break their fall a little bit.
Okay, so there's
they'll hit
several
another leaf,
leaves.
and break their fall a little
So you're
bit.
just gonna hit leaves over and over again until you hit the ground?
I'm slowed
All the way
down
down
enough.
from the penthouse suite?
There's a lot of leaves.
There's a lot of floors.
Not anymore.
What?
Now there's only my floor.
What?
It's just a big trunk and then my floor and a bunch of leaves on the way down.
So just a bunch of people in a big old apartment have died in New York City.
No, they were like, it like expanded from the inside out, so it pushed them out.
Yeah, and it disappeared. They didn't die.
They disappear. Where'd they go?
Well, they turned into the earth again.
I feel like that's dying. I feel like
From dust to dust.
yeah, I feel like if people have disappeared and gone back into the earth, that is like the basic idea of death.
No, they're still there. Like I was like this, tree lady, but before Drew's wish, I was a real lady.
Are you saying tree ladies aren't real ladies?
Ooh, tree turf. Yeah. Tree exclusionary radical feminist. Yeah. Shame for you. Shameful.
So it's still a turf then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the tree is not really necessary.
Oh,
You
there
don't
you
have
go
to
again.
admit,
Kinda
okay, you
redundant.
can't,
It's like
you
saying
can't
chai tea.
deflect, you can't,
Chai tea.
you can't,
That's your comparison.
you can't deflect
TT.
this with semantics. You're the one who's being,
This
But
seems very
it's me. This is my
confrontational.
story, okay? I'm the tree lady,
This is
okay? I
literally
can
not
say
your
this
story.
about
This
myself.
is about Drew.
Is this your story or my story?
Yeah, this is Drew's story. This
Okay.
is my hypothetical. In fact, arguably, I started this. This is, like, you're one of the least people this is about.
Yeah, I'm the least person, so don't ask me any more questions. Okay?
Damn, dude, I'm so sorry. No one can see it, but Daryl is crying right now. Real tears. Not water, though. Come.
Crying salty, salty tears.
viscous tears.
Crocodile tears.
All tears are salty too.
Because they all have saline in them. Saline?
Saline.
Saline.
I feel like,
Celine.
to be fair, I've never compared the two to figure out which one's saltier. If anybody in the audience knows which one's saltier,
Which one is of what? Like,
cum or tears
oh, that depends on your diet, for sure.
I think cum.
would
Yeah,
be
because it's more
saltier.
concentrated.
It's thicker.
Yeah.
No, but if you
There's
like,
less water.
if you jack off like 7 times a day, this 7th is going to be less salty than tears.
Okay, fair enough. Let's say like a
Like
well-rested cum.
there's always a well-rested cum is always going to be if you have like no salt in your diet, like you need to see a doctor level of no salt. I could believe that cum just in itself.
But are tears not affected by that either? Like
No,
tears are always the same level.
tears
of
always have like saline in them. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. None of us are STEM majors. I want to emphasize. So
We don't know what we're
everyone
talking
at home,
about.
please look up my hypotheticals are getting stupider.
Don't look it up. You don't have to. How about that?
Drew Hobden, I'm not gonna lie to you. My hypotheticals have been getting stupider, and I know you've been noticing.
Honestly, I haven't been noticing. They're at the same level. They've always been stupid.
I feel like, thanks, dude. I feel like people can look up whether like tears always are salty. That's fine to look up.
That's fine. I mean, like
That's what we were
Just
encouraging
don't
people to
pursue
look
the
up.
rabbit hole.
Don't
Yeah,
pursue
yeah.
the cum hole.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, don't pursue the cum hole.
Yeah.
Life lesson.
Incels.
Don't call our audience incels, you meanie. Anyways, welcome to the fine month of August 2023. It is the ending of summer. I'm a little bit sad, but I also will say, last night in our little homeland of Kitchener-Waterloo, I like smelled the air, and it was like, you know that smell of like fall air as opposed to summer air at night?
Yeah.
Where it's like cooler, crisper. It's almost got its air of mystery to it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm enjoying that.
It's crispy. It's crispy
And
crisp.
I know you've been
I
noticing.
know you've been noticing. I'm not gonna lie, it's so weird how like you will be like surprised whenever I ascribe things to emotions, but I feel like that's been my entire time here, Drew.
Well, no, it's just you experience the world different than me. So
I
every
super
time
do,
you
yeah.
explain it, it's
You
like
super do.
It's the first time I'm like hearing it like that.
And he's super Drew.
Woo-wee.
I
3, 2, 1.
Woo-wee. That hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
Drew Hobb, did I tell you I'm gonna fuck Uranus?
That's a good turn. A pretty predictable turn, I guess. But
I'm
still.
gonna ride you like a cowboy at the rodeo.
Anytime Drew's
Oh,
anus.
say,
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
this has been quite
a
adventure.
fucking
Anyway,
nightmare.
The fall fair.
a fall fair. That would be so weird. Like, I'm fucking Drew, but the theme is fall fair, and it's just this viscera of like fall fair stuff flashing
cacophony
before.
around.
Yeah, just flashing before Drew eyes. Like in a similar. I'm picturing like you know the drunk scene from Dumbo. It's just that
It's fall fair.
but it's fall fair stuff.
Like
and
a
it's,
pumpkin.
Yeah, and it's while I'm fucking your ass.
I have a fall fair fetish.
Anyway,
What kind of bunch of stripes and like a circus tent
Yeah,
and this hog calling and shit.
What kind of ladies your type? Fall fair theme.
well, I mean, it's similar to we've ascribed Bible belts to people.
That's true.
Yeah.
It could be expanded
Yeah.
to mean something
Yeah.
else.
If you
It's-
wanted a little more
that-
German, you could do it like an Oktoberfest thing.
Oktoberfest.
I was imagining like a gourd-shaped bottom.
You know, I was imagining as like a dunk tank, but it's just your ass, and then you know.
Is the water a dick?
No one interrupt. I want to know what's
Yeah, actually,
happening.
good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
It's
Yeah.
just your ass bent over, and then people are trying to throw things into your ass.
I'm the target in this situation. What happens if
are
they
the
get
che-
it in?
Are the cheeks spread or is
Yeah,
it
they're
just
spread.
Okay,
And so
cool,
it's
cool.
like they're trying to throw it in his asshole.
That would be so difficult.
What happens
Right?
if they
And you get
succeed, though?
you get a stuffed animal.
You get
You like fall in
comes out.
ass first and like, hey,
winner.
Little siren.
Oh man, I was gonna say right. Drew, I feel like you experience the world very literally, and I experience it very like spiritually or emotionally.
Yeah, oftentimes I have a very like materialistic in a like
Yeah, I get you.
not.
He's a genius.
I don't know if that's true.
He's transcended. He's now Sigma.
Yeah.
He's a Sigma.
Oh yeah, we can talk about that. We just had a show the other night where we used Alpha, Beta, Omega, and Sigma to like signify status levels and like switch them throughout a scene. And
I was surprised how few people had heard Sigma before.
we're chronically online.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Compared to some people, yeah. Keep in mind, like half our audience were like over the age of like 40.
That's true.
Yeah. Bless their souls. They do not need to. Herc was on a roll. They do not need to. You were thinking it too. Anyway, say amen. There he goes again. They did not need to like know about alpha
True,
beta
true.
stuff,
And
especially
in their
Sigma.
defense, they killed it that show. To be fair, we asked a lot of them, and they picked up.
Oh yeah, they picked
But
up.
we'll talk about that next month.
True.
When we answer their questions.
Yeah, we will. For now, I just wanted to point out that like Daryl, who lives unquestionably the most Sigma mindset of any of us, and I used to pride myself on like if that was a real thing, I feel like I could actually, you know how everyone wants to call themselves a Sigma? Because I'm like kind of defiant of authority, but also just sort of like go with the flow and don't want to like always be the right one in the room. Like I feel like I could theoretically like think of myself as a Sigma
Like
if I
you check
cared
a few
about that.
boxes.
Yeah. But realistically, I just don't care about hierarchies. That's it.
Yeah.
But like you proved me wrong, Daryl, in that like If you were more toxic, you would unquestionably be a Sigma male.
Cool. and you know, I said this at the time. I'll say it again. I'm still confused as what Sigma is. You know, I get the hierarchy of alpha, beta, omega, or whatever the fuck. And then I thought like Sigma was just like another letter that was down the list.
And it exists outside the thing. Like there's this hierarchy, and then Sigmas are just ones that go like, hierarchy? What's that? I'm just gonna live my life, man.
Yeah.
Like John Wick.
Yeah, I remember explaining this to you at the show, and you saying, quote, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." So when you say I'm still confused, you either lied to me or you forgot.
Paul, you've already lied today. You can't pick somebody
When
else.
did
up
I
on
lie
that.
today?
At the very beginning.
Of?
I don't remember. I wasn't paying attention.
You could have at least said the podcast. I don't even know what the very beginning is.
The Sigma is someone who's not
Genesis?
who's not going to be
Bible?
who's not going to submit to anything, but is also not striving for dominance.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think I get the general gist of that.
So why'd you ask?
Why I asked is because we were doing a clear status battle game, and now I'm gonna get into it because clearly the status battle was like there's somebody at the top, there's
alpha,
somebody at the bottom,
Omega,
right?
and then someone in the middle, Beta.
And then there's somebody else.
Yeah, it's a wild card. We thought it would be fun. You like unpredictability in improv scenes. We did it for you.
Okay.
The idea being basically that like Alpha always wants to dominate, Beta is okay with being dominated, and Omega is like
Wimpy
wants to be dominated. And then Sigma like doesn't really care about that domination stuff. And if the Alpha wants them to do something that they want to do, cool. If they don't want to do it, cool.
I'm gonna make a fucking Chinese buffet out of your ass.
All you can eat, baby.
That's wonderful.
Because the distinction between an alpha and a sigma is that alphas care what people think.
We're getting too
because they want to be
sincere about
dominant.
this.
You got it.
Speaking of the desire to dominate, I have a story for all of you.
Oh.
Another episode of Paul sucks at driving.
Oh no.
All right, so I was going to Toronto the other day. I was actually going to go see some friends. Luckily, these names won't matter to anyone, and I'll only say first names. But there was a bunch of our old friends. We're talking like Kyle, Bennett, Marisa, Laura, Frederick, Rin, like all those people. Really cool people. Very fine people on all sides. And I was going Toronto bound to see them at a bar because a certain someone was getting their doctorate, and that was very yeah. And while there, first of all, I said like, hey, by the way, you know, Daryl, Luke, and Drew send their regards and send their best and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, and they said they missed all three of you and said like you're really cool people.
That's stupid.
That doesn't sound real, but I'll take it.
They did say that. What part are you not? What part are you questioning?
The sincerity, I guess.
I mean, whenever friends go like, "Hey, remember these people?" It's like, "Oh yeah, they're good people." That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what everybody says, right?
Yeah,
But it's not sincere.
I won't tell them you said that part if that's okay.
Yeah.
Cool, thank you.
You can tell them that I heard what
To
they
be
said.
fair, you said
I'm
we
not
said-
gonna say that. I'm not. Hey, do these words reach anyone? Oh yeah, Daryl heard. Sounds like the meanest shit.
To be fair, Paul, you said we send our regards and then told us today that you saw them.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
in terms of levels of sincerity,
Yeah, I didn't even get a chance to give them my regard. I don't even know who got their doctorate.
The less abridged version of that is that, like, while talking to them, I didn't want to like get too into the weeds, but I just basically said like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing an like an improv troupe with these three," and it's like, "Oh, how are they doing?" And it's like, "They're really good," like I think I said something along the lines of like I'm sure they miss you guys too, or something like that, something more truthful.
not an active like, hey, they told me they love you. And
Yeah.
and
I did
fuck
not.
you. Yeah.
To my knowledge, I did not lie like that. Yeah.
Okay,
I was just trying to abridge the story and utterly failed at it.
No, it's okay. But continue. Yes. Dominate.
So on the way there, so there's this one like little offshoot of road that's kind of highway-esque but goes to the highway, and it's 2 lanes. You know those kinds of roads. Yeah. And so there was this situation with construction where, you know, there were pylons and like one of the lanes was ending and stuff like that. So I'm going along and I realize, oh, I'm going to have to change lanes. So I put my turn signal on. Now I've got what I call the 3-car rule, right?
You'll let 3 cars in front of you.
No, there's like the car right next to you. You can't expect them to do anything about your situation. The car right behind them, they're already keeping speed. You can't expect
mean you merging in?
Yes.
Oh,
if
I
I'm
thought
merging
you were
in.
in the good lane.
No, I'm not in the good lane. I'm in the
okay.
pylons lane. So the car right next to me, I can't expect them to do anything but go forward.
Right.
The car behind them is already at the pace they are. It would be nice if they slowed down, but I don't expect them to. I expect them to move forward. The third car, in my opinion, is the one that should see your turn signal and should honor that in every circumstance, right? So,
Or you could just take the lane as soon as you
Go
do your
home with
signal.
it?
Hey,
What do you mean?
Look at me. I am the captain. now.
Exactly.
the trouble is there was someone like in the lane next to me.
Okay. So you let the person pass so you don't have an accident.
Yeah.
But as soon as they pass, you're already merging. Like you're like this is Toronto
This is
traffic.
that Sigma grind set.
This
that
is
Daryl
the
has.
way you win at traffic.
I'm nervous. Oh, don't worry, I won today. I'll explain. I'm nervous about that sort of thing because, like, you've seen how I park. I don't have good spatial awareness of this car, so I'm not sure, like, what I can get away with and what I can't. So I'm just sort of... I play it safe. I play it safe on the road to counter my bad driving.
Okay.
So, the first car moves on ahead. The second car moves on ahead, as expected. The third car makes sure that they go up to the second car and leave
Bumper to bumper.
centimeters of space there. And I'm just sort of like... I remember there's a soundbite where I said something mean to you that I didn't mean, as I often do, Daryl Dean. And I remember you went, oh, as in response, and that has entered my
played in your head.
That sound has entered my lexicon because as soon as I saw that, I remember going out loud, oh, and like I look over and it's this bitch blue Ford. I don't know what make
Bitch blue?
or model. Which one's the Ford? Is the
Ford's the make.
Ford's the make, thank you. I don't know what model, but it's some sort of Ford, and it is this, like, can I speak to the manager ass woman with, like, glasses and, like, staring straight forward, like, with this kind
Tell
of
me,
expression.
Was it an SUV?
I don't know.
I bet it was an escort.
Okay.
Either...
Like a Ford Escort.
Okay, got it. Okay. I was about to say, we can't assume nothing there. So yeah, she's just going by. She's got the resting bitch face. Very helpful for my case. So I'm just sort of like, oh, that's not very nice. So I get in behind her because the car behind her is probably going, hey, what the fuck, and lets me in. I nearly hit the pylons at that point because
You were like,
I got in like a tad later than I should have, but also the second car kept pace with me a little bit more than I was expecting them to.
How long did you honk the horn?
I did not honk at all.
Oh.
Yeah, today is a very...
disapproved.
I'm not the type to honk horns because I don't like that shit. Homie, don't play that shit. The first time I ever honked my horn was today when Luke and I were driving behind our friend Cameron on the way out of the improv jam, and we thought it would be funny to continuously honk the horn, like whenever the light just turned green, like that sort of thing.
Okay.
Love that shit. Anyways, so I'm thinking that's not very nice. So, the lanes go down to one lane, then they go back up to two. I go out, and I do a little bit of the zoomies forward, right? And
Get
I'm
beside them.
not just beside them, my friend. So, now the two lanes are sort of like going along a bend, right? And I'm keeping at a good enough pace where I outpace her while on the outside of the bend. And I go in front, I like drive up in front of her, and I guess she doesn't like that because at the first sign of me, not anyone else, me going in front of her, she immediately changes lanes. And
Despite you going faster than her, so she had no need to change lanes.
so, I get petty and competitive
Oh, no.
when people try to pull that shit with me. So she changed lanes, I changed.
Oh, no you didn't!
She
no you
changed-
didn't, World Star!
Wait for it. It ain't even World Star yet. She changed lanes back. I changed lanes back.
Oh, a second time!
And
Mr. Worldwide.
Pitbull?
Blasting on the radio.
So we drive for a little bit. She gave up, I guess, and we hit the highway. As soon as we hit the highway, we're talking like the lane thing hasn't done the like dotted line yet. She and goes out into the next lane, goes up to 140, zooms past
Holy
me.
shit.
She's pissed, and like, so I've told you before that I do the Mr. Bean look, the
Yep.
that thing. And so she goes and zooms by, and while she does, I go, hey, this is fun. So I look over, give the Mr. Bean face. She's just stoically, middle finger out, not refusing to look, but she decides at the end to look and does a double take. She goes like, and she,
because you have this smug ass face.
And I have this smug ass face, and as I do, you could see her like face go on hinges. She goes like, "Fuck you!" inside the car, zooms straight forward. You think the story's over? It ain't, motherfuckers.
What?
So it is like
third time.
It is nearly 5 o'clock, and I'm going Toronto bound, so you can only imagine the traffic that happens. So she goes into the fastest lane, the left-hand lane, goes forward. Left lane, everyone's thinking of going into the left lane. I'm fine with the middle lane, because I'm normal, homie. So she's trying to zoom forward, right? Maybe 10 whole kilometers go by without incident. And it turns out that the middle lane catches up to the leftmost lane.
Is she in your sight for this whole time, or do you lose track of her?
I lose track of her for like a good 5 to 6 kilometers. But anyway, yeah, I inevitably end up going up to her, and like I'm like, no way, is that the? Because I see a bitch blue Ford, and I'm thinking, is that the fucking? And I look over, sure enough, it's the middle finger of death again in my face.
She recognizes you too.
She recognizes me too, and so I give her a little salute there, soldier. And what's great is that this culminates in a back and forth where sometimes the left lane is faster than the middle lane. So we pass each other genuinely 3 more times, and each time I'm doing like a different gesture every single time.
Oh, hi.
And it's so clear that I'm having the time of my life, and she not only hates this, but hates that I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. You're ruining this for me.
Yeah. And so, at some point, like, she stops even just bothering to look at me as I do the hey there, sailor, and all that stuff. And so, I can see the writing on the wall, because there's, like, a dip, like vertically, a little bit.
Okay.
When it comes... Not, like, a vertical dip down, but, like, you know, it gets lower down, so I can see more of the cars ahead, and I can see that the middle lane is going to have some trouble. So I decide to go into the left lane. Now, it turns out that this was, coincidentally, I didn't even care about this at the point, a time where she was behind me.
She was in the middle lane?
Yeah, I was in the middle lane. I go to the left lane. Like, this is one of the times when I had passed this woman. And
So
even though she was like 3 cars behind me, she don't like this one bit. And I can see her like Drew-style Ottawa swerve out of that lane into the other lanes, weave in amongst traffic. Like, legitimately, perhaps the scariest driving I'd ever seen in my life. If there was a police officer there, she would have gotten like a 4-figure fine.
Damn.
Like, it was one of those things where everyone no doubt went, holy shit, like when she went by. Because I made her steamed bow for lunch.
Road rage.
And what's great is that she was so mad, she was in such a blind rage that when she tried to swerve to get out of anything, she accidentally took the off-ramp into some Grimsby thing.
No!
And she realized her mistake way, like a little too late, not way too late, but cut across like the clear triangle of death, nearly hit grass as she went back into the highway. And
onto
like
the shoulder and then merging in.
Yep. And like legends say, she's still mad at me to this day. But that is perhaps the pettiest I've ever been on the road. That is perhaps the most dangerous driving I've ever been on that road. Because, like, changing lanes to prevent someone and changing them back, that's not safe.
I love how you started this story saying you were a defensive driver and that you, like, had a rule about how to drive safely.
If someone gets on my
and then
bad
the rest
side.
of the story.
Listen, if, honest
She
to
didn't
God,
abide by your arbitrary rules, so
Yeah.
you ruined her day.
Yeah, she didn't let you in when you expected her to, so it was like war from then on out.
I mean, hey, all I did was go out in front of her to counter that. That's not bad. Yeah. All I did was pass her
totally
later.
You fed off of each other for sure.
Yeah.
It takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, but like I was having fun with it, she was mad.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to say, for the record, she definitely should have let me in. The fact that she was just like doing that was like Karen behavior from the start.
Right.
Like it's clear. She didn't go like, shit, is that Paul Drodos? I'm gonna do that. She does this to every driver.
Yeah.
So clearly, especially since like the fact that like I went in ahead of her, she took that personally. And like, but she expects everyone else to not merge in when there's fucking pylons and they're in danger of hitting them. Like, it's so clearly like driver's rules for thee, not for me.
Well, I think the getting mad at you for merging in front of her is like a response to her knowing she fucked up, not letting you in.
Good point.
And being like, oh, he's trying to punish me for something I did. I did nothing wrong.
And like, the first part of that sentence, at least, she is correct about I am trying to punish her. But if she was just like a driver that happened to not notice me needing to get in, she wouldn't have cared that I merged in front of her. Yeah,
She wouldn't have even noticed you.
And yeah, the fact that
Unless you merged like literally inches in front of her. In that case, that's
I did
on
not.
you.
I
But
did
I'm
not,
assuming
no.
it was a safe merge.
Oh yeah, well also I wouldn't have done the change lanes back if it was inches between us. We had a good distance between us. Like, I'd say the usual 2 car lanes.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, needless to say, I'm like a decently nice driver. I'm not a good driver, but
Right.
you guys have, if any of you have been in a car with me, you've probably heard me say the phrase before, "Come on in, my friend," if someone's trying to like merge into a car with, or a lane with me, and they put on their turn signal. I'm happy to like acquiesce people, but as soon as I get challenged, then that person becomes the challenger, and we all know what happened to the challenger. Anyways, that is my
That's a
story.
Dodge, not a Ford.
He's talking about the rocket.
I'm talking about the rocket that exploded and killed 7 people. Yeah, so that's how my month has
That's
been
wild.
going.
What a story.
I always am full of stories because I'm such a piece of shit person that like puts themselves out there.
You encourage chaos in your life.
I really do, and like it's a good way to live because I enjoy it. I enjoy other people in general. Like that lady, I did not enjoy the first part of that.
Right.
I was having a field day with the rest of it.
It sort of became absurd halfway through.
Oh yeah.
Like once you hit the full highway, that's when it got like.
Oh yeah. You expect like the turn back is where it ends.
Yeah.
It should have ended there. And I think the key to that is that I was content to end it there. You know what I mean? I wasn't expecting to see this lady again.
Yeah, once she appeared 5 kilometers down the road
And
flipped
still
you
gave
off.
the finger. Yeah, exactly.
You're like, oh, you're still game? All right.
100%. Yeah. Don't
Like
egg
revving
me
your
on.
engine at a red light.
I am a 12-year-old in a fucking 27-year-old's body. Don't egg me on. Exactly. Yeah. How's your month's been going?
It's my month has been very good, very fast month.
I know that feeling. I went 140 to catch that woman.
Yeah,
That's pretty fast.
yeah, but
That's very fast.
but it's been really cool. It's been a really cool month.
Man, that's fast. Fuck, dude.
Oh my god, that's so fast.
Oh my god, that cum is so fucking fast.
Oh my
dude.
God, we're being fast.
Exactly. Yeah. You ever feel like time is slipping by a little bit quicker these days?
I mean, like in the summertime, yeah, for sure. Not like in general. I find that time really moves about the same pace.
Oh my
But,
god, time in winter is brutal.
Yeah, if you say so. I don't.
What the hell does that mean?
I've always find that the summer months these days they just don't last.
Yeah.
Some 11 happened so fast.
This summer was
Not
was
long
like
enough.
not summery at all. We had like 5 hot days.
Really?
I don't think that's true.
I think maybe the weather is a bit different in your
10.
area.
Okay, we had 10 hot days.
No,
We had a decent amount of hot days, dude.
Not really.
I live in the
Not
tropics
like
of
over 30.
Ontario. We had several.
The
over 30
tropics
days.
of Ontario.
in
That's what they call it.
In KW, we had a good amount of hot days.
I had mostly cloudy days in Toronto.
What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
We had, I don't know. I gotta go to the doctor.
Are your glasses dirty?
Oh, you look cloudier than usual, Daryl.
I've seen clouds
What's
everywhere.
that, glaucoma?
Yeah, that's like cataracts. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm sure if you had glaucoma and like lost your sense of temperature, maybe that could explain everything.
Is that a glaucoma thing? I thought it was just
No,
your
they're
eyes.
two different. There are two different afflictions that happen simultaneously. You get glaucoma and lose your sense of temperature.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you should visit a doctor.
All right. If you say so.
we do. This is an intervention. This entire thing has been 4 years in the making.
All right. Well,
Originally it was sociopathy, but we're pretty okay on that now.
We've covered that
fantastic. All right. We've come to terms. I've come to terms with it. Drew, what happens at the end of our shows?
Well, usually it happens in the intermission if you're implying what I think you're implying.
We're so pedantic on this podcast. The pedantry has
All
reached
right,
a new
so,
level of high. But then again, welcome
Okay,
to
let me do
fucking
it again.
Drew.
Let me do it again.
Okay,
Let
I'm
me
sorry.
do it
Yeah. Okay, editor me, cut that out and replace it with an elephant sound. Don't actually. All right, go.
But cut it out, maybe. I don't know. Just
I
don't
still want to hear
replace
an
it.
elephant.
You know what? Cut out Daryl's next question. Go.
Drew, what happened?
Well, Daryl,
No, I gotta ask it again because you cut that one out.
Yeah.
Drew, what happens in the middle of our shows?
Well, Daryl, when we do an improv show,
That's a whole frog that just came out of your mouth.
Okay, yeah, we got that take is not gonna go either.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Drew, what happens?
You're gonna have to ask it again.
We have
Cut
an
it out again.
intermission.
My bad.
It's all gonna be like, Drew, what? Drew, what?
Yeah. I'm gonna. That's a great idea. I'm not gonna cut it out fully. I'm just gonna cut it out halfway through. People are gonna think, "Wow, this is sloppy editing," and they're gonna reach later and be like, "Oh."
That was bad on purpose. Yeah, so every time we do a show, we
That's
ask the
basically your
audience
ethos,
questions.
dude. Bad on purpose.
Bad on purpose?
That's a nice thing to say about your friend.
Fuck you. We ask the audience questions. The last show we had was Fuck Where You're From. It was a grand old time where we got to make it fun of people's hometowns. And despite them being made fun of, they still deemed it kind enough to ask us questions.
to make fun of my homies' towns.
My homies.
Yes, my homies in the hood want to come to your improv show, Drew Hobden. How do we?
Drew.
We're doing a bit. Don't fucking interrupt.
Excuse me, Drew.
It's
You got
Drew,
the ridge.
excuse me, Drew.
Drew, you got the ridge.
Drew, that's on fleek.
Ask the first
Drew, no cap.
question.
Drew, that bussy is straight bussin'.
Drew, you want some loud?
Some loud?
Smokes loud. It's
Drew,
very
that is.
poggers. Do you want some of that good?
Drew, you want some of that yummy?
Drew, drop it like it's hot.
It's not very good on an audio-only podcast, but if you insist.
Whoa, Drew!
Holy shit, he became a cartoon.
And his dick's big. All right, we're good.
Oh, come on.
What
Okay.
first question
The
is?
first question is, will you read this question for me? Signed, Tony and Andy.
Two people had to work together to come up with that question.
No, that's fucking
so
Eric. That's
fucking-
fucking Eric.
Fucking...
Do you want to, in replacement of that, do you want to know Tony and Andy?
What's Tony and Andy?
So we used to watch a show called Hell's Kitchen together, right?
Ooh.
And one of the most famous boots of Hell's Kitchen history. Skip past this if you care about spoilers for season 6 of Hell's Kitchen. One of the most famous.
One of you out there.
Yeah. One of the most famous ejections of Hell's Kitchen history was Joseph Tinley, right? Who basically just got asked like, who's the first nominee and why? And he was like, they can speak for themselves, but they know who they are. And like, Chef Gordon Ramsay's like, listen, you fucking idiot! I've been asking, I have, for the first nominee and why? Excellent impersonation of Gordon Ramsay. And
I want to have a fucking swim in my bin.
have a swim in my own bin on the hottest day in the middle of the summer, then I'm well and tired to do so. Yeah, got nothing to say now, have you? I love that clip.
It's pretty good.
It's great. I will say, like, watching the original of that, it's kind of upsetting because it's like, man, don't film that guy. He's clearly quick to anger and trying to enjoy himself.
He's trying to combat, like, the heat waves that they're not used to in Britain because of
Yeah,
climate change.
and like showing up with your camera in his face is weird. But inversely, cutting out like most of it and putting Oblivion music in the background and making him out to be an Oblivion NPC is gold. Anyways, so yeah, after that, Joseph just goes, no problem. Tony and Andy. Chef Gordon Ramsay goes, yeah, it still isn't what I wanted, dude. I wanted the first nominee and why. And then this somehow sparks a shouting match where Joseph Tinley threatens to fist fight Gordon Ramsay. Security has to get involved. And then, like, Gordon Ramsay's like, you got no respect. Yeah, well, fuck you. And then he leaves. And he's like, I don't need no limey fucking prick telling me what to do in my own kitchen. Fuck him. And so now, Eric, whenever we
Isn't
need,
the whole point of the show so you could work for Gordon Ramsay in one of his kitchens?
yeah, he just didn't want to do that anymore.
Okay, cool.
Also, it's very misleading. Like, you work for one of his kitchens, basically. And also, you get promised an executive chef position. Almost all of them got bait and switch. And it's like, oh, sorry, you don't qualify. You have to become a line cook instead.
Oh.
And, like, you get way less money than you thought. And it's like, well, fuck this fucking show. And the show is abusive because they, like, have kitchens in 40-degree weather. Or, like, 40-degree conditions, rather. And I knew you were going to get me on that. And they...
Most kitchens are hella hot. To be
Yeah. But they, like, do it
And
on
I'm not
purpose.
getting hotter because of climate change.
Yeah, exactly. But they do it on purpose, and they give the chefs like less than 4 hours of sleep every night for a month
to make them on edge.
Exactly. It's abusive.
Is that American and British, or just one of them?
I think only the American one still exists.
Well, I mean, they both existed at a point. Did they both do that?
I'm not familiar with UK Hell's Kitchen, if that such thing exists. Anyways, so all of that just culminates in like this awful situation, which probably caused Joseph to leave.
What do you think of Kitchen Nightmares? Whatever.
I was about to say I don't think there's a UK Hell's Kitchen.
I think
Anyways,
Kitchen Nightmares.
Because I was about to say if it's Gordon Ramsay, surely we've heard of it because I've heard of all the American ones. Anyways, now at this
Hold
point,
on. Speaking of gold, you finish your story actually, and then I'll.
Are you gonna go off of airplane mode?
No, it's in my phone.
All right, sweet. Vigilant. Anyways, so now Eric and I have just this inside joke of just Tony and Andy whenever that happens. And like whenever, improv troops are like, we need a relationship between two people, we always turn to each other and say in a Joseph Tinley voice, Tony and Andy. Our nicknames on Facebook Messenger are Tony and Ambi, respectively. Yeah, it's a whole thing.
So I wanted to rewatch a skit on YouTube by Wizards with Guns. Shout out.
That's so cool.
And I was trying to look it up. I couldn't remember what it was called. It was something like Cooking Shows Without Gordon Ramsay, something like that. Okay. So I typed in Cooking Shows Without Gore, and this is what came up. Cooking Shows with Gordon Ramsay and every cooking show with Gordon Ramsay were the only two autofills, even though I put without specifically.
Damn,
fucking YouTube is such a simp for Gordon Ramsay.
They're trying to push it in. They're trying to make sure, like, you just look up M and Mein Kampf is the first thing they show up. Thank you. That sufficiently answered the question?
Yep.
All right.
As well as it could have been.
This next question has no name, I'm afraid.
It's okay. But this will be fixed by the next podcast. I'm sure.
That's quite the threat you got there. That's okay. They'll know. Everyone will know.
They'll learn.
Yeah, exactly. What inspires you to do improv / stand-up comedy?
Attention, mostly.
I like attention. Validation.
Yeah. Making people laugh feels good.
Sex.
I like to tell.
Lots of chicks. Yeah.
I like to tell a story.
I like to tell a story. I like to tell a story. I tell you what. We like to tell a story right now. Once upon a time.
I had a big bad dog.
And the big bad dog's name was
Grubajumi.
And Grubajumi. He was a big bad dog because every morning he
got up and went outside and took a big old dump on my neighbor's lawn.
Yeah, and the scene.
That's what inspires Daryl to do to end scenes.
Accents.
That was great accents. All the Italians in the audience are like, he just like me, for you. For the record, also, this says what inspires you to do improv stand-up comedy, and I'd just like to say for the record,
I've never done stand-up comedy in my life.
Daryl, you have, I think.
No.
No? Okay. None of us have then.
Yeah, no.
I'd say that in stand-up comedy is fundamentally different to improv.
It's very different.
Because it's scripted. You have to rehearse to make sure the inflections are perfect, whereas in improv, the fact that the inflections aren't perfect is the enjoyment.
There's a different charm,
Yeah. And also, like, stand-up comedy is, like, by its nature, like, a solo activity. You can do, like, skit work with other people, but I think once it's stand-up comedy, it's basically a solo activity. And improv, the whole point of it, to me, is that I could never be as funny as what we do on my own, ever.
Now, I'm trying to think, there is, like,
funny on my own.
A few bits, a few shows or whatever, where it is stand-up comedy, like, they get a prompt and they have to do, like, a set.
Yeah, it's like a hybrid show.
So, it's like a hybrid. You can do it alone, but, fuck that.
Oh. Fuck that. Yeah, fuck that. Anyway,
fuck that.
What inspires you to fuck that?
Honestly, for me, it's
horniness.
Honestly, for me, I think
it's my hard dick.
Throughout all of like high school and university, I thought I would be doing like a creative, like career.
Okay.
Because I wanted to be like an actor for a while.
I mean, you kind of do.
And then, there's creativity to it. But like, I'm doing an office job now, so like.
Well, I mean, like, if you want to like call that like all of your work, but like you're not doing creative work.
That's my point.
Gotcha.
Is that like being involved in the improv? Jesus. In improv continues that creative outlet that I would have lost if I just went with one career. Like I just went with my day job.
Yeah, you're welcome. By the way,
thanks. Wouldn't have happened without you.
without all of us. Well, no, we could have made the troupe without you. We didn't want to.
Wouldn't be as good, but you could have done it.
Hey, that's the most self-validating thing I think you've ever said on the history of this podcast.
It might be.
Genuinely, I'm proud of you for
It
that.
took 5 years to get here.
I disagree.
You think it'd be better without me?
Yeah.
I
Or
don't.
you think that I've said
What?
something more self-complimentary?
No, I'm kidding.
I think you do wonderful stuff. No, I was talking about this with my friend Bella the other day, where I was talking about how Bella Thorne.
Bella.
Is she a porn star?
She's
like
Twilight.
No.
She has an OnlyFans, doesn't she?
I think she has OnlyFans. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Isn't
in between,
Bella Thorne the name of the character from Twilight?
That's Bella,
Bella Swan.
Is it?
yeah, that's Bella
No,
Swan.
Bella Thorne, if I remember correctly, she was like an actress, but then she had an OnlyFans that was like open for like a month or something.
Oh,
And then
yeah, she ruined OnlyFans forever. I remember that. Yeah.
So like a whole
Yeah.
bunch of people like signed up for her OnlyFans. Like, oh, some famous hot chick who wants to see her tits. But then her OnlyFans had nothing sexual on.
I mean, that first of all, that's
Joe
fine.
Biden.
That's her choice. I'd like to say, but she also did something like some weird thing with refunding that made OnlyFans go, okay, we're canceling our refunding thing for creators, or like
Really?
it was something bad. It was something having to do with the payment to creators, and every single sex worker on the planet basically made Bella Thorne the #1 most hated enemy.
Wow.
Yeah, so Bella Thorne got a whole bunch of people to sign up for her, but because they didn't see any like content that they wanted
maybe
to
that
see,
was it.
they all wanted the refunds.
Right.
Right, and so they only did refunds, like they did payouts for OnlyFans models like every week or every 2 weeks, and then so now like after that it became every month.
Yeah,
Right.
It was bad. Yeah,
I don't know how I
you
know all
can
this
subscribe
shit. I'm not even on OnlyFans.
that sounds like something someone on OnlyFans would say.
I'm not on it. I swear.
Well, that
I
only
don't
Make
need
a
it.
promise.
I don't pay for porn.
No. What do you do?
I find a hole in a tree.
That's even better than what we thought. Anyways,
Like the pioneers.
Like my ancestors did. I find the hole. My great grandfather.
How does it feel? How does it feel, Paul?
Feels weird, dude. I was talking with my friend Bella the other day, and I was talking about how like I'm feeling more self-conscious in the group now because you all are growing so much, and I feel like I'm not growing at the same pace. And like
Interesting.
how like Daryl is like absolutely killing it at the shows, which we've all acknowledged before. How like in my opinion, Luke, you are the funniest improviser I know, and how Drew, I can throw any situation at you, and you know how to handle it with like grace and move the scene forward.
With grace.
You genuinely
Like
like
a swan.
anything I throw at
Bella
you,
Swan.
you will just go like, "Yup, this is happening," and make the scene good. And like, yeah,
Yeah, I don't see Drew waffle very much. He knows how to deal with shit.
yeah.
Unless I'm laughing. That does happen sometimes.
Yeah.
It's true.
What made
That's
us
more
anyway,
that's more
Anyway,
the
take the
Andrew
fucking
side.
compliment, asshole.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's more the Andrew side of things.
Well, I
My
remember.
darker side.
I remember last night making you laugh enough that you had to turn away from the audience, and I forget. Oh, because I said, because you said you didn't do anything wrong, and like what did I do was illegal, and I said you facilitated a human having sex with a gorilla.
That's in context to our show, by the way. It's weird.
Paul didn't actually do that.
Yeah, it's weird. We usually like pride ourselves on like most improv troops. We're crude on our podcast, but most improv troops like go like, what if sex? What if swear words? And we're not usually like that. Last show we were totally like
That was
that.
a
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we broke.
We broke
broke
the mold.
ranks.
We broke the mold.
All right, what's our next
We
question?
broke the heart.
Question.
No.
Oh, okay. So there's no name. And I will start reading the question now. Have you ever partnered with another improv
Yes.
troupe?
Oh, okay.
Could you do this and swap venues?
Someone wants
People
us to
don't
come
like
to
our
their fucking
venue.
house. Yeah, evidently.
Some people don't like that.
As after school arcade, we have not.
Not officially, no.
But before after school arcade and sort of outside, I mean, especially you've worked with a lot of other improv troupes.
Yeah, I worked with KO Improv in St. Catharines. I still work with Improv Niagara in St. Catharines. I worked with Paul and Luke.
Yeah, I also worked with that group.
That's crazy. And I'm involved with other improv organizations.
Yeah.
I haven't worked with any other troupes, to my knowledge, on a professional level. I've been guest on other improv troupe stuff, but that's about it.
I
So
haven't gotten any invites, so I have not.
you just need to push.
Yep.
Nothing happened.
Get your foot in the dirt.
Get your foot in the
No,
dirt and start my girt.
I'm not taking any extra improv right now.
Kickstart my hurt.
Kickstart-
Bertley Crew.
Kickstarter me.
When I heard get hurt, I've heard I'm sturm.
This is just for looking at it.
Motley Crue jokes. Daryl, surely you've been involved with other improv troupes, other professional improv troupes.
I have, not before AA, but
After School Arcade, for the record. He's fine.
but yeah, I've done like a lot of different improv things here and there. Would I consider doing more? Sure.
Why not? You're always someone who's willing to expand their horizons. Every so often I see like random jam in Etobicoke. Daryl Dean is going on Facebook.
True. Yeah, well, Toronto. Yeah, Etobicoke is unfortunately kind of empty when it comes to like the arts.
Okay, tell us how you really feel. Tell us about all the immigrants.
Don't look at me.
We all
You look
looked at
straight
Drew.
at me.
We all looked straight at Drew.
I don't have anything. I like immigrants.
It's like a politician that really screwed up on a hot mic. I like immigrants.
I'm a first generation Canadian.
Oh, is that how it works? Okay.
I think first generation Canadian is the immigrant.
I think we had this debate before, and we
Yeah.
didn't know what it was.
Is it like an
But either
England
way,
where the first floor is the
you're
main
saying
floor?
that you're the son of immigrants.
Yeah,
Yeah, so am I. Did you know that?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Where's your dad?
Hungary,
Hungary,
Where's your mom from?
the
Hungary.
United States.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my dad fucking like. Well, I mean, he fled a war-torn country when he was like 3.
Yeah.
In the Hungarian Revolution of '56, maybe '59. I always get those two mixed up.
Okay.
And my mom was bored.
3/4 of my grandparents are immigrants.
What happened to the 4th?
Nobody
they're from
knows.
here.
I like that better.
From here.
No, I like that is better.
Rude.
Your honesty means nothing.
Next question. What's your least favorite part about improv?
Drew.
From Ivy.
There's a name there. There's a name there. First name. Second name, I guess.
First real name.
Yeah.
Ivy. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Least favorite part about improv.
I think my least favorite. It's tough. Like improv as an entity, or the things that we do. Because my least favorite thing about
Either or.
I think my least favorite thing about the improv that we do is that we have to decide shows. That's just the nature of the beast.
Like the
Yeah.
admin.
Huh?
The admin of
Logistics.
Not even that. Not even that. Like you have to decide. We're doing a show on the 21st, and then when the 21st comes around, if you're feeling like shit that day, sucks to
You
be
gotta
you.
commit to it, yeah.
You of all people would know that,
Oh, yeah.
Drew. Yeah. So like there were the last show, for example, from last night. I've been doing shit this month. It like. On a personal front, I'm not doing well, and I'm not happy, and I'm very stressed, and all that sort of culminated into last night, and I was just sort of like, whew, all right, let's do some improv, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One more push.
Yeah, exactly.
This has not been the case the last like 2 shows, but there was a good 6, maybe 8 month stretch where the schedule for our improv often involved me working a full 8-hour shift, getting a ride to improv, wolfing down dinner, doing an improv show, going to sleep, getting up, facilitating a jam. I'd have that day off, and then I'd come back and do a full work week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life gets in the way.
And that really sucks.
That's like the shittier Jeff Goldblum from Jurassic Park. Life gets in the way.
But the worst part of improv is all the people.
Are you ready, kids? Na, 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 na.
All the people. That's a mean response.
Laughs maniacally. Are you talking about the improvisers, the audience, or literally all the people?
That's
That
the
includes you, dude.
No, it's the it's the
No,
audience.
yes, it does.
It's the audience.
Okay.
It's the audience.
It's the audience.
It's
you just want to do it
Our
alone.
audience is great.
If they're not laughing, I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, we're just playing pretend in a room.
Yeah. So
that point.
why do we need them?
Those aren't our best scenes.
To be fair, it's you two pointing at Luke and Paul that said they want the attention. It was not Daryl.
I'm okay with the attention. We've been over this too. Like I'm okay with the attention, but it's not really something I seek out anymore.
Right.
What do you seek out?
Drugs.
Sex. I seek
dick.
out.
Felt loud.
Rock and roll.
I seek out. Yes.
Pussy and dick.
With fentanyl on it.
Rub this fentanyl on your dick so I can suck it off.
Dude, I got a mosquito bite on my dick the other day, and now masturbating feels amazing. It's like two sensations in one. All right, so what? Huh? What's going on, man?
No, I finished.
You said the audience is the worst part? Yeah. And it was amazing.
Who's saying that if you get a bee sting on your dick, then it like makes it bigger permanently?
It's like a Zenkai boost.
Say that again.
If you get like a bee sting on your dick, it makes it
Paul?
larger permanently.
Paul, don't get any ideas.
That's too late.
I know you have a beehive next to your house.
Did I tell you guys that I grew up rural, right?
You did tell us that.
Oh, did I
It's
slur
such
it?
a hard word to say. I don't care who you are. It's such a hard word to say.
Rural.
I grew up rural.
Yeah.
Nah, that's okay. That's the best you're gonna get from my pseudo Aussie twang.
You grew up drural.
There's that 30 Rock joke of the movie that she's trying to make about a juror that's in the middle of nowhere, and it's called the Rural Juror. But it tanks because no one can say the name.
The rural juror. Anyway, I grew up really rural. Fun fact: I still say Toronto with the second T. And everyone hates me for it.
I remember hearing that was a thing, and I like really analyzed what I do, and I think it's the same as like bagel and bagel. Bagel and bagel.
You invented one just now. You said bagel.
Bagel and bagel.
You said the same thing twice.
No, I didn't.
A bagel
That's what's preventing you from being cultured like me.
But I think I say both. Like I do.
Bagel and bagel.
Yeah.
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 Sure.
A bagel
Or like
and
milk
a
and
bagel.
milk.
Yeah.
I remember working at
bag.
bagel.
Milk.
Yeah. I was working at Tim Hortons,
That is
and somebody got really upset with me because they were trying to settle an argument about which was the right way to say it, and I said it both ways, and they were like, "Fuck you, you're useless." They didn't swear at me, but
They called you useless. I don't even care about the fuck you part. Calling someone useless
it
is
was in
brutal.
jest.
I don't care. Calling someone useless is one of the most brutal things. Okay.
Really, that's the most brutal thing.
I want to
Or
finish
one
my
of the most
bee
brutal
thing
things?
first,
Yeah,
but then
yeah,
then I'll talk about that.
You were rural.
I was rural, and it's weird. Some people say that I don't. Like, for example, my friend Ethan says, and I never forgot this, that I'm a country kid trapped in a city slicker's body.
Okay.
And apparently that tracks because other people go, "Yeah, you look like a city kid." I accept such a thing.
Well,
It's the gamer. It's the gamer.
Yeah,
It's the
that's
gamer in me.
aesthetic.
Yeah, I can't say that.
It's a bunch of slurs. Just went through Paul's head. I can't say that.
Anyways, yeah.
You have to squelch the intrusive thoughts.
My parents are very sweet, and they're not going to like sell their house when they retire. They're going to like give the house to us because they hate the housing market and know like
They don't want to go through that whole.
yeah, they don't want us to go through that. So my sister and me will be inheriting the place in some capacity, and I don't know if I'm going to be the one who actually like lives there or my sister will.
Right.
I won't have any guff either way, so we don't need to have like a lawyer situation or anything like that. Like if I don't get the house, worst case scenario, I'm just where I am now,
Right.
and I don't mind that. And like my sister and her husband get like a really cool house that they want to keep rural, and that's my main goal. I don't want them to like sell it or develop it or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Rural.
And and as such, if I manage to get even just like partial rights to the place, I'd love to put an apiary there. I'd like to keep bees.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't want to
Why
keep
bees though?
I love bees.
Honey.
I love bees.
Money and honey.
Money for honey.
No, I want to be a natural beekeeper. Like the rule of thumb with natural beekeeping is if there's enough for 2 winters and 1 wet summer, you can harvest some honey. But like until then, like because if they have like a brutal winter, you're basically condemning your own bees to death.
Yeah,
And, like,
you're taking their. It's like the potato famine.
Yeah, it's
just
basically
take
causing
their
the
crop.
Irish potato famine for bees.
If they go through a drought.
Yeah, and they'd be like, "Mother Queen, where's all the honey?" "Oh, I'm sorry, little Timmy. I'm afraid it's going to be curtains for you."
The Protestants took it.
Anyways, yeah, I wanna have an apiary. All right, what was the next thing that we were gonna talk about? I put a pin in something. What was the next conversation we had?
Rural.
Toronto.
Oh, saying bagel, you being useless being like the worst thing.
Right,
you can say to
useless.
somebody.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. So I think that the most brutal things you can call people are not things that contain swear words, but like the most gutting
Like just adjectives.
observations about their personality. Like, you are useless is brutal. Another one that I find brutal is you are a child. Like, if you mean it sincerely, like, if I was like angry at you, Drew, and I said like you're so fucking incompetent or something like that, that would like sting. But like if I like said in a low voice, Drew, I really thought I could depend on you, but it turns out you're just a child.
Yeah, but that's the like, I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. That's not about the language.
No, I think Paul's
You
going
think
for
it's about the
something different.
language?
Because like referring to someone with
Remember, I experience a world in emotions.
it's the child thing, and like saying like you're useless not only is like a comment about you, but it's signaling to other Homo sapiens that you deserve less agency in the future. You are less dependable and therefore deserve less rights.
Also, useless and child also imply that I had higher expectations, and so I'm carrying the idea that I'm disappointed in you. If I say, Drew, you're so fucking incompetent, I could have thought that the whole time, and do. But if I, that one just slipped in, you didn't even notice. And, like, child and useless, that's fair. Child and useless implies that at one point you were useful and or an adult.
I do agree that like child and useless are insults. I'm just trying to weigh.
Thanks.
I'm just trying to weigh like, are they better or worse? Contextless. Like you're putting it in.
Oh no, I'm putting it in context.
Yeah, well
that's what I'm saying. Like in the context is what makes it hurt. Again, if it was
that I agree with.
Yeah,
but I don't think
in
that...
context, if I said like one again, I'm not saying someone random. I'm saying to you, Drew. If I was angry at you and I said you are so fucking incompetent, that would hurt less because I say that 3 times on this podcast every time alone. But if I said in a low voice, Drew, I really thought better of you. Turns out you're just a fucking child. That would hurt.
Yeah, but you could replace child with like bitch, like oh you're just such a bitch.
That's
like,
it's a different infantilization.
Yeah, I also feel like that would make it silly. Like Drew, I thought I could count on you, but
turns
it turns out
you're a bitch.
You were a bitch. That's I guess. Come on. But as sincere, these two just laugh.
But the context is it's coming from you. So I guess if you said it,
oh please.
I'm just struggling.
You know what? You are right. You are a bitch.
No, I think what Drew's trying to say is like one is more.
What he's trying to say is wrong.
One is more of like a judgment. One feels like more
it's not
judgier
about the
than
word
the other.
you're using. It's about like
the word you're using. That's why we write books, asshole.
No, it's about the
Like school.
context.
It's why the human language exists.
Anybody can punch numbers into a keyboard. It's putting them into the words. That's the trick.
See, okay, again.
What the? You said a meaningless statement.
It's from.
You're like shitty Buddha.
That was like half a thought.
It's from Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. And
I need to watch that.
Garth Marenghi says half thoughts.
Yeah, but yes.
No, yeah, he's right on that. Garth Marenghi's Dark Place seems really cool, and I want to watch it.
I don't remember all of it because I watched it like 2 years ago. I was just watching clips, but I remember it being a fucking journey when I watched it.
Like I said, I think that you would really enjoy the thick of it, Drew.
Yeah, I kind of do want to watch it after you showed it to me.
Oh my god, he admitted.
All right, so what's the next question?
Oh yeah, next question.
Next question.
Did you
I
read
get a
one?
real one.
Did you read one?
I read it from Ivy.
Oh yeah. Did we answer it?
I think so. What is our least favorite thing about improv?
Oh yeah, we pretty much answered
The
it.
people.
This question has no name.
Is it even worth asking?
Burn it.
Also, these are questions from the audience, and you said the worst part of the improv is the audience.
Yeah, because
They're tuning in.
Look,
They're
they
tuning
don't
in for
listen.
their answers.
They're horrible improvisers.
No. Well, I guess that's why we're the ones on stage. But still, no.
Why aren't there more songs about rainbows?
Oh.
Because they're fucking boring. They're fucking stupid.
Yeah,
we know
because
who
the-
you fucking are who wrote this question, you asshole.
Because the colors never change.
They called
They
you a
were the
Marxist.
The colors were the same.
Why aren't there more songs about? There's plenty.
There's a lot of songs.
There's
about
enough
rainbows.
songs.
There's
about
double
rainbows.
rainbow songs.
Yeah, all the way.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to be a song,
Chocolate
but it became
Rain.
a song.
but Schmo Yo-Ho accent on the yo made it.
I'm sure
Oh,
Chocolate
Flo
Rain
Yo.
has a rainbow.
I don't recall there being a
Would be-
rainbow in that
a
song.
chocolate rainbow would just be
Brown.
brown. It would be
Chocolate
no.
rainbow.
Oh, hear that stuff.
Some stay dry while others feel the pain. Chocolate rainbow.
Chocolate rain. Pick my nose and get into my brain. Boy, that came out like now then. All right, we ready for the next one? I guess. 1, my mates. All right, this one comes from the Sheila in the audience. Literally, her name's Sheila. And I challenge you to have a different answer because we answered about like, here's the thing. What's the worst thing about improv? But now we're answering
legitimately the same question.
Sheila asked, "What's the worst thing about improv?"
Oh yeah.
Now we have to answer improv as a concept, not the shows that we do, but like the advent of doing improv. What is the worst part?
In the activity or in like the kind of art form?
I'm gonna say
Like the art form.
Does like the activity count?
I'm not sure what the distinction between the two is.
Well, there's the craft of it. There's also the art of it.
Thank you.
Arts
What is
and
the
crafts.
difference between the two?
So my answer was going to be holding physicalities.
Okay.
I find very straight. Like the
What does that mean to the layperson?
the physical activity involved in improv requires a lot of like physical discipline, and it's annoying.
It's annoying.
It's really tiring.
You just want to do stand up?
No, it's annoying.
Also, it's annoying. You're in a troupe with Drew.
That's how he knows what annoying really
No, I don't mean that like people having physicality is annoying. I think it looks good. It's just doing it
Right.
sucks ass.
It's a pain in the ass. It's like booking shows. It's good that we do it, but it's a pain in the
It
ass.
just sucks ass. It's like I'm so tired after improv.
Yeah.
And that was my answer. And I thought if you wanted to do it like a more conceptual view of improv,
No, that's fine. That's fine.
that wouldn't involve that. And that was my distinction between art and craft.
All right, fair enough. What's the worst thing about improv as a thing?
Yeah, having a hard time. I guess the fact that, like, it's good because it's fresh and it's
That's
good
what I like
because
about your
it's
ass.
unpracticed, but it will never be as good
Drew's ass
as
is
like
fresh.
a properly sculpted.
He's got a bidet.
I don't know, like let's say a play with
Okay.
like proper thought put into it and like breaking it down scene by scene.
Yeah, juice that ass before you
It lacks
go
the
out.
precision, and it has its own charm, and the charm is like useful and valid and all that shit. But it kind of sucks that it's never the same level of like replayability because it doesn't hold up on its own.
Replayability, I agree with. I'm going to weirdly disagree on the, like, it's not structured in the same way a play does part. I'm going to
Okay.
disagree on that because I've seen some improv. It doesn't happen every time, but there are certain moments where it's like, holy shit, it feels like they knew what they were doing the whole time.
Yeah.
It feels
Fair.
like a fucking play. This is awesome, especially when it's serious improv.
There's also definitely like plays and pieces of narrative art that are just too written. Too. Like it's just like
that I
sorry.
don't think it enters into his
yeah.
argument, to be fair.
What I'm saying is like the high end for theater and the high end for improv. The high end for theater is higher.
I guess that's
what
fair.
I'm saying.
I guess
Yeah,
that's
I
fair.
think so.
Is that if you put the work in, it will be better, and in improv you don't get
Though,
a chance to put the
I
work
will
in.
say, like, on rare
not to say it can't be
occasion.
high.
Yeah, on rare occasion, I would say that improv has hit those exact same nice. Rare Dean. I'm gonna say that improv on very rare occasions, once in a blue moon, has hit that exact same high that theater can hit at its most highest. And I remember being like awestruck going, I got to witness this when it happened.
I know, but how much of that is informed by the fact that it's ethereal?
I don't think
Like the fact that it's ethereal is
I think
really,
it's, I think
really
it's
valuable.
I think it's the
It's
sugar on
awesome.
top of the fucking
Ethereal?
bread, my friend. But I think
mean
the bread was
ephemeral?
still fantastically
Yes, I mean ephemeral.
made.
I don't mean ethereal at all.
Yeah, ephemeral.
Ephemeral. It's not ghostly, but you might be right. I didn't see the same shows that you saw, but in my experience, like well-crafted theater looks better on like a point-to-point basis.
I guess that's the worst thing about improv. The most amazing things you do, if recorded, it will like suck to look back on. It's like it's not as good.
It's an in the moment.
Yeah,
type.
and like you can't recreate it in improv ever again.
It's like fresh fruit juice, no preservatives, but give it a minute. It'll
It's
be
gone.
shit.
Nice.
It's the most beautiful thing you've ever tasted, but
That's-
if you leave it on the counter, it's gonna be awful.
I bet I've brought this up on a podcast before, but that's
Dangerous,
also why I'm trying to create stuff like visual. What are we at?
Like
110.
110, and we got like
Really?
over
We're-
half the questions left.
You know what? I'm happy with that because that means we've been having a good time with this podcast. I've been having a good time talking to you.
Yeah.
So
So I'm having a great time.
So I've said this on the podcast before, but like that's also why I'm trying to make a visual novel with like characters from improv scenes that are like memorable to me, so I can preserve
Immortalize
them.
them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And there's like so much untapped potential in them.
I hate that when you have a character that like really, and then you're like, if I reuse this character, it's gonna feel fake in like a future improv scene.
100%.
But I'm not finished with it.
Yep. I hate that. That's the worst thing about improv to me.
That's a good answer.
The worst thing about improv for me, it can't be the people.
Who would say that?
So I have to pick another
Only
one.
a sociopath.
So I would say the other worst thing about improv is the uncertainty. You know, you don't know if it's gonna be good.
That's
you don't know
fair.
if it's gonna be funny.
Some shows.
Sometimes you're gonna be out there. You're gonna be out there, and you're gonna be like, oh, nobody's laughing because you have to because
but-
you're feeding off of the energy of the audience. And so you're like, well, shit, you know, like I'm floundering.
Yeah, but-
I'm flopping.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna die.
think about how much money casinos have.
All right.
Gambling is awesome. Gambling is
okay,
cool.
all right.
Can I also say
It's
you want to
safe.
talk about
You
the
also
uncertainty?
do it.
It's productive.
We lean into
The
the
best way to make money.
we lean into the uncertainty really well. I'll say, and this is to toot your horns, not mine, that our worst after-school arcade show
Your
has
horns
been.
Oh, like physical
My
horns.
horns.
Yeah.
Nice. Our worst after-school arcade shows have been better than some other troops' best shows that I've seen.
I can't comment on that. I don't watch enough fucking other improvs.
No
but-
comment.
We noticed, yeah. You don't even think that you don't even know what
I've
the word
been through it.
ephemeral means.
You're barely a part of our shows.
Remember that Sad Boy box?
Yeah.
That was so good.
My first show with the headache.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hated that show. Not because it was bad, but because
well,
like
you hate most of our shows.
adjusting to the headache with the improv.
I can only imagine, yeah. That must have been rough. Daryl, it's to you.
To me, to you.
We're at.
All right, I'll ask the question then.
Daryl is just making fucking a thing with his arms in his shirt.
We should film that and put it on Instagram. With this lighting, too.
Yeah.
It's so dramatic.
Is it?
It's from
Stop doing the visual joke on a podcast. Let him talk.
You guys are laughing.
That's the important part.
He hates the audience once again.
It's not about you.
This is totally what's that one Tartuffe?
Tartuffe?
Yeah, where he just despises the audience. That's just me in a nutshell. That is always me.
Is that a Moliere play?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. Jesus.
Where
God
it's-
damn it. Oh,
Shucks.
Yeah.
Drew, stop bumping the mic.
Thought it was gonna be me this time. This is from my aunt,
Ooh, what's her name?
Cheryl.
Susan.
What's her address?
I'm not gonna tell you.
What's her social insurance number?
There was a lot of shit in that.
Sure, sure.
What, sorry that we are cultured.
If you switch
We
brains-
pronounce things in the original Latin. Thank you very much.
If you could, you're interrupting Susan.
Oopsie, interrupted Susan. Susan.
Adam Sandler doesn't want you to speak.
If you could switch
Yo,
brains,
if you merged with her, like if you just like right into her, you'd be Drusen.
that's awfully convenient because that's basically what this question is.
It would be Sue.
Could Drew come and merge with me? I'm so lonely.
If you could switch brains with each other, who would you choose and why?
Oh man, any of these are
Actually,
good.
it says whose.
I'm just if switch brains, that basically just means like
All I've got is a
switch
new body.
bodies.
Yeah, I don't actually get any insight into anybody's mind.
Well, that's an interesting question.
I'm gonna
Where
say
does your consciousness come from? Your memories are in your brain, but you got the gut biome, and you got
Butt
the
guy. I got the butt guy.
I got the
You got
butt
different levels of hormones and shit that would affect
the nervous system spread out through your body.
Yo, who wants to be horny? Because you can have my body.
I would like to be in Drew's body because it'd be nice to feel tall for a
You
minute.
see the world from a whole new
Yeah, I think it'd be
perspective.
interesting.
Yeah. I'm picturing the question is like
I wanna be in someone's
traits
mind,
and
not their
stuff that you
body.
take.
Yeah, I guess I'll.
Well, it's you, but you have their mind.
See, I feel I have
Like
to
if
go
we
with
get very
Daryl
like
because
Buddhist here, where it's like mind, body, and soul.
I'm nervous about being in either of your bodies because what if your partner asks to have sex with you? And I'll feel really bad about like essentially cheating.
That's
Well, I feel like you would let them know, right? You're not going to keep it from the world that we switched brains.
Bro, Luke one day goes to Sarah and goes, "Hey babe, we can't have sex today because I'm actually Paul today."
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
And she's gonna go, "Fuck off, stop lying to me, just tell me you're not in the mood for it."
also I forgot to tell you this in the car. It is amazing how much she has taken from you in terms of insults to me.
What? Oh, that makes me feel bad.
The vocabulary is starting to spell.
Yeah, well, she really picked up on the bitch boy and bitch baby Pride Month, and she loves that.
She loves Bitch Baby Pride Month?
Bitch Baby Pride Month
She
is
calls
great.
me little bitch all the time.
Does she call you Bitch Baby Pride Month?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's wonderful.
She calls me bitch and little bitch more than she calls me Luke.
Oh.
And I told that to a member one time and they didn't laugh.
So I guess when it comes to your when you're home,
Sorry.
when it comes one sec. When it comes to your home life, you're still bitch.
I'm still bitch!
All right, go ahead.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
You were so
You were
happy
gonna say
about
something.
it.
No, it's too late. It's too late.
Daryl, please work with
I
us
wanna-
for
can't.
once. What are we, your
can't.
audience?
I can't.
Do you hate
I can't.
us?
I forgot. That's all. It's not.
Did
that
you
I-
actually forget?
Bitch,
Yeah, I
little
did.
bitch. She calls me little bitch. And I said it to a member and they didn't laugh.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
a friend of mine, too.
It sounds like you're just describing like being
abusive
assaulted in an abusive relationship, and they're like, "Whoa, like this is dark," and you're like, "No, it's funny. Like it's really funny."
Well,
pet name.
because they were talking about how their husband just like, oh, he doesn't stop, all these jokes and stuff. I'm like, no, that's okay. My partner calls me little bitch more than she calls me Luke, and they're just like, no, see you later.
This conversation's over. Do you think if you guys switched bodies then you and Sarah would just like go back and forth calling each other bitch a bunch?
I still call her bitch.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess it's mutual.
Nah, I'd still feel weird being in a body that Sarah's attracted to. I honestly, honest to God, I'd probably just avoid talking to her as much as possible.
Just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I
Same
feel
thing with
like-
Julia.
Well, what about like the best traits of somebody's brain?
What about it? Their brain is going in my body. Who cares?
Well, okay, so here's my response to the question then.
Because it's brains, not consciousness.
Yeah, it's brains. Whose brains would you switch with?
I'd switch with Daryl's.
Okay, why?
Number one, we have a very similar dick size, and I'm
You'd be comfortable in your own body.
I'd be comfortable in
immediately?
my own body, and I'd be way more handsome. I'd abuse that. I'd be on Tinder all the time, going, "Hey, I'm handsome now. You want to fuck?"
I have a good dick.
Yeah, I
have a
still
good one.
I still have a good dick, but I'm more handsome now.
Yeah, it's
Have
a
at
straight
me.
upgrade.
Yeah. Out of respect to your body, Daryl, I would not have sex with any dudes. I'd maybe do away with the glasses.
I don't think that's up to you, Paul.
What a weird insult. Strange. That's so strange.
I'm not even mad about that.
You switch back.
Sure.
You've gotten LASIK eye surgery in the meantime.
Yeah.
I'd leave you with like those same glasses, but with the lenses punched out, if you feel like it.
Okay. I don't think that's better, but all right. If you're gonna be in the movies,
If I'm gonna be in the movies,
yeah.
I'm in the movies.
No, but like you're not supposed to have glasses with curves because they reflect the light.
Because they're too sexy, I guess you.
Yeah, curves.
What about Harry Potter?
Harry Potter, they either have lenses that are flat or they have no lenses.
Oh, there's the thing. I'll swap bodies with Daryl, and I'll go to a theater screening of Harry Potter and just go pop, 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 pop in the theater until I get kicked out. And then people will be like, "Everyone, watch out for this looking motherfucker!
Yeah.
Never allow him back in the theater again." Yeah, just do crimes.
But like, get the mugshot taken and
Yeah.
then switch back to your body.
I do like diet crimes though. I wouldn't kill a man. I just annoy a bunch of people in a theater.
Yeah, and you're in the police station.
All right, take two.
He gone.
You're in the police station and they're like, wow, look at that handsome man.
Yeah, and then I'd start like masturbating, and they'd be like, "Who's this gooning guy in the fucking police station?"
He's fucking gooning.
Do you know?
Nice
do you know?
dick.
about
Yeah,
the
we've
element
had
of
that
gooning?
conversation.
Yeah,
We've had that conversation.
the goon sesh. Oh right, I sent that to you on Christmas. On Christmas, I sent Drew a picture of Trump, and with the caption, and it's hastily edited in. Like you can tell that the original caption was something else. It was like, "Are you enjoying the goon sesh? Reharden your cock. You're gonna love this next hour." And I was like, "Merry Christmas, Drew," and you didn't respond.
I wonder why. I was busy.
That's fair. Who would you switch with, Daryl?
I'd switch with you, Paul, and I would put on a fedora and glasses, and I'd walk around town being like, you know, like men are the oppressed.
Oh, that would work way too well. That I feel like we're even now.
You would both just spend time ruining each other's reputations.
That's true.
Yeah. I just claim it was like a character piece later on. I'd just be like, I don't know what I was thinking. It was a bad judgment, but it was a character piece. I don't think this.
It's all improv.
I have a question.
From who? 3, 2, 1. Who?
No name.
Oh, fuck it.
Bitch baby.
They're still
Fine,
bitch.
Bitch boy.
Bitch piss.
I still bitch.
What's the question?
If the black box
Oh no. Okay.
in an airplane was a different color, would it be easier to find after a crash?
Yes. Next question.
Yeah, like fluorescent orange or something.
Make it pink.
Yeah, pink.
The hot pink.
Like
yeah.
Make it the Barbie box.
In promotion of Barbie, we've dug out. Can you imagine the recordings of the cockpit preceding a plane crash? We were playing it before Barbie.
Now listening to the Barbie box. Ah! Oh God! Ah!
We are going.
We're all gonna die.
We've lost engine 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, a second Barbie has hit the World Trade Center.
Paul.
Also, I said, ladies and gentlemen, instead of Mr. President.
Yeah, like it was the pilot.
Like it's Mambo number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, the second plane.
Stop.
All right. I think this is your dad, because this is the most brazen shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, here we go.
This question is, and I quote, "Love to see some more brand new games. Brainstorm time."
Fuck you too.
Quality control. Thank you. Thank you,
Listen,
baby Doug.
We've made games for the last 2
We
shows.
did a whole show about making games.
Asshole.
To be fair,
Fuck Where You're From is not an old game.
we do play Go a lot.
Yeah, we're sorry, I guess. Bitchin'. Let's skip past this one. Go to the next thing. I don't care.
So offended.
Ugh.
Yeah, we've also done this on the podcast quite a lot. Like creating games or like ideas for games and things like that. We're way past this. Like,
Okay,
if you
we're
want to
way
know,
past cool.
Stop projecting your hatred of the audience, all right, Daryl, and just read the question.
No, I'm on your side about this.
I'm
on
great-
your side about
I'm
this.
in great contempt of the audience.
I'm
in
on
general.
your side about this.
Please.
Please.
This is from Josh.
Drake and.
Josh, I feel like Josh already asked the question.
Josh, comma, Drake and.
I thought
Josh,
First
come.
name, last name.
Man, you said come and I got excited. Yeah.
Josh, come on.
Josh, comma.
What
Come on.
non-existent?
Come on, my tits. Oh.
What? No, sorry. What
You
non-existent?
come and go.
What non-existent chip flavor do you want as a chip?
Okay, so the rule that
Rush
I
Limbaugh.
remember.
You have a rule for this?
Okay, so no, I remember distinctly
Did you
when
say
I was
Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah.
cigars.
Yeah. And hatred.
Yeah, and hatred and a passport to the Dominican. When I was a kid, I had the realization, and it made me feel so smart, that chip flavors are based on things that go well with potatoes.
That, yeah.
Yeah. So if we need a new flavor,
The realization
it's something
The flavors are things that go well with the things they're on.
go well with potatoes. So no, I'm saying
Why are we putting those cheeses on Triscuits? There has to be a grander reason why we put those cheeses on Triscuits.
No, I mean because it's like if you think of like salt and vinegar on
Yeah,
fries,
sour cream and onion.
sour cream and onion on baked
Why
potato.
don't they put
ketchup,
Oreos on rotisserie chickens?
barbecue potato?
People put salsa on tacos because salsa goes really well with tacos. That's basically
No,
what you just said.
No.
Yes,
And it
actually.
made you
Smarter
feel
than
smart.
that. It's smarter than that. It's smarter than that. It's a kid thought, but it's smarter than that.
What about prawn chips? Do prawns go well with potatoes?
Prawn chips.
Yeah, you never been to England?
You're talking about like oyster
Or
crackers?
Australia.
Or Australia, yeah.
You know, but I'm on your side. They're prawn chips.
China, Japan. They also have those.
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Southeast
They
Asia.
got weird flavors.
Yeah, and they're good.
We every once in a while we get like Lay's will put out for Costco like one of the Chinese flavors.
Yeah,
and
green tea.
It's fucking
Green tea
amazing.
chips?
Green tea.
It's really fun.
know
Green
what?
tea ice cream, like matcha ice cream, is fucking so
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I love matcha ice cream.
Or like a green tea Kit Kat.
But like only matcha.
Oh, I've had one of those. That was really good.
Jasmine ice cream, surprisingly not that good.
Jasmine ice cream?
It's still green tea ice cream.
Surprisingly not
But
that
it's-
good.
Yeah. It's surprisingly
Not
that good. It's surprisingly not that good.
Jazzy.
Is it Mentor?
Bomb.
Bomb.
Oh!
He put this cherry.
Editor me, please put after that pop sound like the sound of just like cum gushing. Thank you.
Oh my god,
He
gushing.
put his dick in me
To be
bum.
fair, we started the podcast with cum.
God, can you imagine
So-
fucking someone British when they say that?
He put his dick in me bum.
Oh
He
yeah.
put his thing in.
Have I ever told you guys about that one person from New Jersey that I matched with on Tinder?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
shows your quark ball.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want my cracking you cracking my pussy pool, and I'm like, we can't see each other.
It's ruined. You've ruined it.
Honest to God, though, I'd try again with someone from New Jersey. I don't mean to disparage the accent. Honestly, people from New Jersey probably think like, "Hello, could I get your cock in my pussy?" Like they probably make fun of us that way. You know what I mean?
Fair.
And like we should be made fun of.
Yeah, we should.
This is stupid. This is not this is not a question.
Once again, read it in the most
I wanna-
like make them sound stupid when that you read it.
Help! My parents dragged me to yet another improv show.
Oh, then just don't come, stupid.
I think you understand what dragged me means.
Fuck you.
Very mean.
Yeah, I'm sorry to the bear, and I'm sorry to the audience for hitting that. That probably sucks for
feel like
editor me.
Daryl and Paul have already switched brains. They're both hating on the audience now.
I'd love to hit on the audience.
Hate on.
Give me all your juices.
Not hit
Oh
on.
yeah.
And I'm not talking about that freshly squeezed pomegranate shit.
Oh yes, bend over because I need to throw some things into that ass.
Like a hot dog down your hallway. All right, next question, please.
All right. This comes from
Oh.
Matt,
Comes.
Matt.
which I think is my. I think this is from my brother.
Come.
Matthew Hobden?
Yeah, he didn't specify in the way that my aunt did.
Yo, I'd
but
love
he
to
was at the
Hobden
show.
titties, you know what I'm saying?
This is he's asking us for a debate. He says, "What is
Glad.
the strongest animal?" Debate.
I don't think that's much of a debate. I feel like that can be measured empirically.
Nope.
Silverback gorilla.
All right, we got a first contender. What do you say?
By weight or in general?
I think absolute strength.
Absolute.
You
strength.
just have to, what is the strongest animal?
Okay.
I've got my answer, and I
Okay.
feel like I'll beat all of you out of
Okay,
the water.
well then, pistol shrimp. Absolutely.
That's your choice.
Yeah, I can shoot its claw as fast that it creates a miniature explosion in the water.
That's pretty cool.
That's fucking fast.
That's pretty
It'll boil the water.
Strongest animal.
You're gonna get mad when I give my answer.
You're probably gonna have a really clever one. Mine's not gonna be
Blue
super clever.
whale.
You're very close. You're very close. You want to hear my answer?
Mesquite.
Wait, what is yours?
I forgot to account for the water, so I was gonna say elephant.
No, that's fine.
I
It's
said
just
pistol
strength.
shrimp. Where do shrimps live?
In the chip bag.
You got me. You also said when they punch underwater. So.
Yeah.
So,
If a shrimp's above water, it's just a bug.
so elephant. So my answer is
Just a bug.
a sperm whale because it can
Yeah, they're
produce
pretty
the
big.
loudest sound
Oh, yeah.
that any living thing on the earth can produce. We're talking strength.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even need to fire a shot.
Yeah.
It just screams at the top of its lungs. Everything else that like can hear or even is subject to reverberations,
Yeah.
dead.
Wham.
I don't actually know the science behind it, but I'm gonna stick behind sperm whale.
Okay. Alright.
I'm
What do
sorry
you
that I was trying
say,
to be interesting
Daryl?
with it.
I mean,
Hey,
I
Daryl,
just,
what do you say?
I
said
just,
silverback.
I just think, yeah, I said silverback. I just think it's very,
Paul of an
I
answer.
think it's very Paul of you to say sperm whale.
Oh, that's true. It's like
Could've
cum.
said blue whale.
It's like cum.
It's like semen.
It's like semen fluids.
It's like.
It's so easy, Luke. It's so easy. It wasn't even a joke, dude.
There's something so needlessly formal about calling it semen fluids.
Let's go to the next question. Are the audio levels good, by the way? I hit it with a teddy bear, and now I'm worried that, like...
Well, it peaked, for sure.
Well, yeah, but it didn't, like, destroy anything there, right?
No.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
firstly, there's these reinforcement bars right here that I'm touching.
Yeah.
So that protects it, but the mics haven't moved or anything,
Okay, cool.
and we're getting signal.
Good, alright. Go on. No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's gonna be sucky. This comes from Jess H. Is that your in-law?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, baby.
Come up with a boy name for Drew's new nephew.
Pussy.
Not a question. Next one.
I guess
well,
it's
you
a
just have
request.
to. You just have to rearrange.
We
the
can name
words.
Drew's fucking upcoming nephew.
Sperm whale.
I don't think
Boy
they're gonna
pussy.
go
Boy
with
pussy.
whatever you
Boy
say.
pussy.
pussy.
Boy pussy.
Boy
No,
pussy.
no.
Boy pussy. Boy pussy. Boy pussy.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna name a child that
Why not?
because
It'll be a man eventually.
Wait, is it inappropriate?
it's inappropriate.
How?
Because I don't know. What if they do end up having a pussy later?
Good. Then
Then
the
it's
prophecy
accurate.
has been foretold.
Yeah, but you're forcing them into
The
it.
arc
I'm
of
not
history.
forcing them to do
That's-
shit. They go like, what a coincidence that my name is Boy Pussy and I have a boy pussy.
I feel like if you're
It's
a
like
trans
Dr.
woman-
Big Bones. He has big bones, but that's not what his mom and dad were named Big Bones too.
Dr. Big Bones?
He has big bones.
Okay, well, I'm going to answer this honestly. I think, we have Andrew.
Andrew
have-
Hobden.
We have
Oh, Dougstafer.
Matthew.
We have Dougstafer.
So I feel like there's like a biblical thing going on here. So I will say Isaac.
Isaac.
Isaac is a good name.
What about
How about Isaac? Like EYE.
Oh my
have to
god!
ruin
Oh
it.
my god!
about
How
Job?
about Cumsack?
Well, that's kind of gross, but sure.
I wouldn't name like a child
Yeah.
that. But...
It's crossing the line.
Can you imagine being in a park? Come here, cum sack. A 5-year-old starts walking towards you.
Also, another guy is like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Turns around really quick.
In middle school, I feel like, when you get the high score in Pac-Man and it flips back to 0?
Yeah.
I feel like you can't bully cum sack. Because he'd be like, you're such a cum sack. Why do you get cum for your sack? It's like, yeah, that's my name.
I don't think that's how it would play out.
I think
That's
that's only
a-
one way to find out.
You're not wrong.
That's the boy named Sue logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made a whole play off of that, so... Wait, what is a boy named Sue? Is it
a
like...
song.
It's a Johnny Cash song
It's a
about
song.
a guy who has a deadbeat dad who names him Sue and then leaves, and then he meets his dad and then tries to kill him because he's like, oh, why did you abandon me and why did you name me Sue? And he's like, well, I named you Sue so you'd be tough.
Luke, I'm gonna need you to shut up. What's your favorite place to travel?
I traveled.
That's another question, by the way. No name.
It's not for
I
you.
I spent a lot of time as a kid in Newfoundland.
Okay.
Yeah, Newfoundland was pretty good. I didn't spend a lot of time, but I did.
I spent a lot of time. So.
Well, you have a better life than me.
Yeah.
Australia was
My
pretty
dad's
cool.
there right now.
No, really.
Yep.
Australia was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back there someday.
Lots of spiders. Heaps spiders.
Everyone's afraid of fucking bugs, and I honestly think it's because I went
They're
to
just
Australia that I'm like, yeah, they're just shrimp. That I'm not afraid of fucking bugs at this point. Like, the head sensei in my dojo is arachnophobic, so whenever there's a spider, I just let it crawl onto me and bring it outside.
Yeah.
No problem. I went to Canada's Wonderland this summer, and while I was there, everyone was freaking out about this, like, large black and white hornet-looking thing, and it landed on my leg, and someone was like, I don't mean to alarm you. There's a bee on your leg. They started drinking. Anyways, so I decided to look it up, and it turns out that it's a tiger bee fly, and it doesn't sting.
Oh, it's one of the flies that looks like bees?
I guess, yeah.
Oh,
It's
I know the one you're talking about.
It's really cute though, and I remember like even when it was on me, I was just sort of like, oh hey little friend, before I even knew it, and so I started looking it up while happening. Like it's like this weird fucking Scooby-Doo comedy where it was buzzing around different parts of the line, and you could tell where it was because people go at different points in the
You
line.
didn't even have to see it, you just saw the reaction.
And people kept screaming, trying to swat it. I'd be like, no, it's okay, it's a tiger bee fly, it doesn't sting. And people would be like, oh, and I got like this reputation as like this insect wizard.
Even though you just Googled it 2 seconds ago?
Yeah, well, it's because I wasn't afraid of it, and like there was this one guy who was gonna swat it against a vending machine, and I was like, no. I like grabbed his shoulder like a movie moment, going, no, it's a tiger bee fly. It doesn't sting. And he still looked at me like awestruck as I walked up, coaxed it onto my hand, and just like made it fly
You should have
away.
thrown on the full Australian accent when that happens.
Bro, have you heard? Like, it sounds hilariously. My full Aussie accent sounds fake as shit. I only
Able to pull it off.
Yeah, I only got like some mannerisms while I was in Australia. Bolstered it for a bit because I wanted a new voice.
Yeah,
It
it's
didn't
sort
happen.
of.
And it petered off, and I just sort of accepted that. And now it only comes out in certain words, like I don't know. When I get legit
like garage.
like garage and stuff like that. Legitimately, schedule, hygienic. Whenever I get mad, apparently it comes back.
Really?
Like when I get
Urine?
legitimately angry. Yeah.
Do you say urine?
I don't say urine, no.
Urinal.
But like whenever I get like really mad, I like lose the R's in my words, which is like weird and stuff like that.
That's so weird.
What's your favorite place to travel?
2009 to
Geraldine?
2013.
My favorite place to travel.
That's so weird.
Your favorite place to travel?
I like to travel to the world of imagination.
Next. All right, Drew.
Wow, rude. I would have to say Algonquin Park, because
Fucking bitch ass answer.
Bitch ass gonker.
You're a bitch ass.
I'm a gonker, alright? I'll admit it, I'm a gonker.
I gonked 3 times today. Shot my gonk everywhere.
I usually only gonk once every summer.
You only gonk once every
Holy
summer.
shit.
You are gonking in your sleep. You just don't know it.
I didn't even gonk this year.
That's not.
I
You're
hear
you're
the secret
storing your gonk?
You're storing your gonk. That's not healthy.
Yeah,
No.
well, with the
Gonking
headache, I
in your
can't gonk as
sleep.
much as I'd like to.
Pee is stored in the gonk.
There it is, we found it. All right. Yeah, because there's a lot of like really like far off places that I enjoyed. Like I really enjoyed going to Italy. That was a great time. Venice was my favorite like city to visit there.
Yeah, because all the boats.
I like the boats.
And it's collapsing.
Drew has
and it
been asked not
smells
to.
like shit.
Drew has been asked not to come back there because he kept going like, "Hey, he's a bust." Everywhere in Italy.
I bought my top hat there.
Yeah, you should not have seen him in Nigeria.
Don't
He
look at
was
me
not
like that.
welcome there.
But as far as like places I like to visit, it's a lot easier to
Venice
visit
was really
Algonquin.
cool, but as far as things I like to visit,
There's a lot of barriers to entry to visit Venice.
You have to be Italian.
And I'm not.
you gotta have a boating license.
Yeah, you gotta be boat people.
And I don't.
Are you boat people?
No, I'm gonk.
All right.
The beautiful
You're straight
boaters.
gonk. What's your favorite place then
Gonk.
to travel?
Algonquin.
Algonquin.
Gonk
It's like the first thing I said.
is stored in the gonk, in the gonk.
Bro, I'm ready to call masturbating gonking. I'm ready for that to be my new colloquial phrase.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am 100%
You're gonna
ready.
make it happen?
Yeah.
When you gonking in your sleep.
I'm still gonk.
Are you gooning or gonking?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, what's
we should
the difference?
Yeah, we should distinct the two. What do you think, Daryl? Gooning is when it's like unhealthy. You're like
Yeah.
you goon
You
like
spend
multiple
a
times a
day.
day. Yeah, exactly. You're sweaty. You forgot to
No,
shower.
no. So
raw
So
with
so
desire.
gooning is like it's about the ferocity of your
We're just making up
jacket.
words. All right.
right. So gooning is like
So all jacking
Like-
is gooning.
yeah. All
Or sorry, all gooning is jacking, but not all jacking is gooning. I got it.
no. So
What do you mean no?
Listen.
You have to jack to goon.
So gooning and gonking are both jacking.
Yeah, that's what I said wasn't untrue then.
Daryl, we take issue with your tone.
I take issue
It's
with
not
your...
about the words you're saying.
No, it's
about how
about the
you're
words for
saying.
me.
Okay. So gooning.
All gooning and all gonking is jacking.
Yeah,
You need
okay,
to
yeah.
jack to- That's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, you didn't mention the other part, the
Yes, I
gonking.
did.
The gonking.
All right, whatever. Go on.
So gooning is like slow and steady, but it can go all day. You know, it's like tantric sex. You know?
Ah, but gonking is where you have a place to be. You're like, I can only whip out one quick gonk.
Gonk is like you're knocking your knuckles so hard that you know you're hitting things.
Your knuckles.
I've seen whole horror movies that have not emotionally affected me as much as that last sentence.
Yeah, you know, like gonking is like, "Wah!" Like you're so angry you have to.
Become Nixon.
You have to.
You get it all out in one.
You
So upset about Chile.
yeah, like you need to come to be like a normal, you know, functioning human being.
Just beside myself.
We apologize to our impotent fans.
Yeah,
I'm sorry about that, man.
but
Just
maybe
try and get some pills.
they're just gooning. Maybe they're just gooning.
I feel like
Yeah, I know.
if you goon for long enough, you become impotent. Like you wear out your dick.
Is that how science works?
Yeah, everything gets worn out, just like a machine part.
Yeah, you could theoretically jack your dick straight off if you just kept doing it. But
Yeah.
you'd have to ignore a lot of pain to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
know-
like literally just kept
Yeah.
doing it.
You know,
yeah,
if you
that's a-
look at
so-
too many things, then your eyes wear out.
Did you know you can unscrew your dick?
I legitimately, when I watched
Only in my dream.
The Little Mermaid,
And
for
that
the
was
first
just
time,
pulling it straight off like a like that. Sort of
When I
thing.
watched The Little Mermaid for the first time, and they
wasn't like
pulled
here,
out like
here.
Ariel's voice, and it was like a physical thing. It was like that wispy physical thing. For
Yeah.
like 2 months, I thought you could use up your voice because eventually that would burn out.
Between that and Osmosis Jones, you were a stupid child.
I didn't know how to
Yeah, you
watch
were fucking
movies.
stupid.
I still
You still don't know how to
movies.
watch movies. That has become clear.
Is that why you don't like us referencing movies? Because it's traumatic for you?
Yeah, it's a trauma
That's
response.
fair.
You still haven't figured out that it's not real?
I actually went to the movie theater for the first time in a long time.
What'd you see?
Barbie.
I loved
Of course.
Barbie.
And
I really
Oppenheimer?
did.
No,
Double
I just
feature?
saw Barbie.
Opie dokie.
I do want to see Oppenheimer. I'll probably see it when it comes
comes.
When it comes?
You should
when
see it
leaves
in
the
theater. You should see it in theaters. It's
Because
Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
He wants you to see it in the theater. He's making a big picture.
Daryl, they're talking about
movies.
Then it's gonna be bad.
They're nerds.
That's what I'll tell you right now.
movie nerds.
Barbie,
These
you could
nerds
watch in
and
your living room and
they
it's
got
still
nerd
be good.
boners.
If you
They're
can only
gonking
watch
their
a movie in the
nerdiness.
theater,
God,
otherwise
they're
it's bad.
gonking
It's a
nerd
bad
boners.
movie.
They're gonking their nerd boners all the
That's
way
my
to
opinion.
Monday morning.
Stupid.
What's the next question?
There is no.
What? We
There
finished
is
them
no-
all?
I guess we're done.
There's no questions,
There's
and
no
that
nothing.
means that there's no nothing.
Yeah, we can just pack up the box that is our podcast. I love the fucking quota thing we have style now, where it's just sort of like, all right, we answered all your questions. Fuck you. Let's just end this.
We took
fucking
long
pod.
enough.
Yeah. What are we at in terms of recording?
140. Yeah.
Fuck that. Yeah, let's
140.
finish.
Minus like 10 minutes.
Daryl, you have the last words, so say whatever you want to say, and then say goodbye to everyone.
All right. Well, next podcast we'll be good for you. We'll be really good for you. We'll give you advice. We'll give you beauty, and we will give you all of our time. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day.